It is Devilicious here from S121 NFG Alliance, and today we are going to take a look at the training camp which you can find in the arena. Obviously hiding behind this beautiful water dragon right here. We're going to tap on the training camp tab. And for those that have never been inside the training camp, this is basically where you can test your marches off against novice, intermediate, and ultimate lightning builds, earth builds, water builds, fire builds, wind builds, all of the main marches. It's got pre-customized or preset teams that you can battle off against and customize in terms of the attribute settings. And if you tap on the right hand corner here, you can unlock either the rookie trainer or the elite trainer package, which will allow you to gain access to 4 totally free customizable loadouts, which you can then test your march against. And you can see here I've already got a customized Holy March here featuring Gilgamesh, Nebuchadnezzar, Manko, and Kublai Khan. Now today we are going to be testing a particular march off against a Shadow March, because I have got a Throne of Supreme game coming up today against one of the strongest players that I've ever faced off against. He's got a 400k STP march in a 3-color faction server. He is an absolute beast, and today we're going to be basically customizing this team so that we can see whether we can actually do any kind of damage to his Shadow March. So I'm just going to get rid of all of these Holy Immortals here, and we are going to try and rebuild this Shadow March to match the player that I'll be going off against, which is KML from the TNG Alliance. Now his Shadow March consists of a couple of players or immortals, and we're going to throw them in here so that we can really get a nice feel for this build. Up the front he uses Bjorn from a defensive standpoint, combined with Siegfried. He also uses in the backline Himiko, and last but not least is Tamiris. So we're just going to scroll across here, and you can access all immortals that you have unlocked. We're going to put Himiko here behind Bjorn, and we're then going to, if we find Tamiris, hopefully she is somewhere. Here she is. We're going to put Tamiris here as well. Now, in terms of customizing this loadout, once you set the team in place, simply press back again, and you'll see this little gear icon here on the right hand side, which is your attribute settings. And this is where you get to customize the attributes of the immortals that you're facing off against. So we're going to go all the way up to level 50, level 25, full star grade to match this guy's skills. Okay, here we're going to put on the equipment. He does have all of the equipment in perfect condition for this Shadow March, and this you can also enter in the theoretical numbers here, all at level 50. Now in terms of skills, if you want to add skills, you can choose to add any skill available in the game, and this will help you to really build this march properly so that you can find out whether you're able to defeat this march or not. Now, to make sure that we build this properly, I'm just going to put some skills in here first, which I can remember. Guard, some things you may not be able to remember from the arena, and that's okay. So what you can do is you can save this march. You can go back into the arena, for example, here. You can see the battle report, and you can tap on the player that you're versing in the arena, and then tap on each immortal, and you'll be able to see the individual skills that they're running. So he's running Guard at level 8, Oaken Guard at level 8, and Shelter at level 8, and then he's got a level 15 fully starred up 15 Pillar of the Temple of Norheim growth artifact. So we're going to select that, and we're going to get that sorted first. Okay, so simply go back out, jump back into the training camp, tap on the gear icon again, and what we're going to do is we are now going to add in Shelter, which is one of the abilities that he has, and the last one is Oaken Guard. We're going to increase these all the way up to the maximum level, which is relatively easy to do. All you need to do is press the plus symbol, and you can get those all the way up. Now in the customized loadout menu, you can also upload the relative artifact. Here we're going to scroll down and search for the Pillar of Temple Norheim growth artifact. We're going to put the artifact at level 15. You can also tap the number box and enter the number directly. It is a full star grade and silver artifact. So now Bjorn is done. So we can confirm that, save it, Now we're going to go back into the arena, and we are going to take another look at how he has built Siegfried. Here we go. So Siegfried is running Smite plus Fighting Will plus Weakness. Okay, so Smite, Fighting Will, and Weakness. And in terms of the artifact, it is a Dark Dragon Blood Surge artifact with 2 stars at level 15. And it looks like it is a gold artifact. Just by looking at it at this distance, comparing it to other artifacts, also gold here. We can also see this Himiko artifact. You know, it's really difficult to tell whether that is actually a gold artifact or not. I'm only assuming at this point. I mean, from the artifact standpoint, maybe it's a silver. Let's have a quick look and see whether we can see any details here. It doesn't actually say that it's silver or gold. So that's maybe something that Infinity Kingdom can do later on, is to actually add in the artifact grading in this menu. But anyway, so we're just going to go silver for now just to see the difference. So again, Dark Dragon Blood Surge plus Smite, Fighting Will, and Weakness. So we're going to go back out of this menu. We're going to go back into this training camp. We are going to tap on the attribute setting gear icon, and we're now going to get all of these stats all the way up to where they need to be so that we can add the relevant skills in first. So first things first, we need to find Smite. So to find Smite, relatively easy, just scroll down. Here we go. Smite, every 6 seconds after the battle starts, deal physical damage to one random enemy unit. Damage rate is 45%, and if the target's number of troops is below 50%, deal this damage again to teams in its vicinity and reduce a hit team's physical defense by 6% for 6 seconds. Very nice skill. Also has Fighting Will on Siegfried, and last but not least, it does have Weakness. This one also reduces the resilience rate of the enemy. Now we're going to get those up to level 8. These skills up to level 8. Alright, and to do that, all you need to do is press the plus button. We're then going to add in the relevant shadow-based equipment. All running shadow-based equipment, giving that extra 15% attribute buff. And we're going to quickly put those up to level 50. We're now going to go and select the Dark Dragon Blood Surge artifact. We're going to put that up to level 15. We're going to star grade that and silver it. And this should be relatively the same detail for this particular march. Now, next up, we've got Himiko. So Himiko is a magic damage champion, which has got a relatively strong ultimate if it does pop, which does remove one of the enemies from the map, basically puts them into a void, which does make it essentially a 4 versus 3 battle. So we're going to quickly jump back into the arena and double check the skills on Himiko and also Tamiris. So Himiko, we can see here running Annihilation, running Concentration, and running Energy Burst. And then on Tamiris, we can see Purification, Energy Suppression, and Malice. And a level 45 Dragon as well, which we'll upgrade in a minute. So Purification, Energy Suppression, and Malice on Tamiris with this Droplet of Ulra Surge. And then we've got this Himiko artifact at 4 stars, level 15, the Golden Seal Annihilation. And here we've got Annihilation, Concentration, and Energy Burst. Alright, and we're just going to double check those stars, so 4 stars on that particular artifact. So heading back into the training camp, again, clicking on the attribute setting wheel area, heading down to Himiko, raising the level on Himiko and the class level, also raising the star grade so that we can add those skills to Himiko. The first one was Annihilation. Okay, the second one is Concentration. And we're just going to go down here and find the purple skill, which is Concentration. And last but not least, we have got Energy Burst, which is the last skill that was sitting on Himiko. We're going to get all of those to level 8. Here we go. And if you're not sure what to do for these skills or how to set these up, my recommendation is to look at different players in your server and identify marches that you're struggling to go up against and build them in as one of your customized marches so that you can see whether you can defeat those easily in the future. Now, in terms of this Himiko artifact, it is the Golden Seal Annihilation artifact, which does give that magic bonus. It is a level 15 artifact and it did have 4 stars, so very strong artifact as well, and we're going to put that at silver for now. And then in terms of Tamiris, so we're going to get those skills up as well. Class all the way up, star grade all the way up to the top by pressing this plus symbol. We're going to jump in and throw these weapons on, all of them again with that shadow, 15% equipment attribute buff, and all weapons at level 50. Now here, if I remember correctly, without going back into the menu, the first one was Purification. The second one, now I may actually forget the second one. We'll just quickly go through and have a look and see what is available. I'm pretty sure one of these was actually Malice, so we're gonna double check that actually before we go and put that on. Let's get this up to level 8 first, and we're gonna go back out and save this, double check it. You wanna make sure that you get all of the details right so you can really kind of build a march to take on this particular build here as well. So we're just going to tap on Tamiris one more time. So we've got Energy Suppression and then we've got Malice. So Energy Suppression is the one we were missing, and the Droplet of Uller, which is the support immortal artifact with Surge. So we're just going to jump back into the training camp and put those remaining details on. Again, tapping on the attribute settings here, heading to Tamiris. We've got Energy Suppression and we've got Malice, so we're going to put Malice on first, get that to level 8, and then we've got to go and search for Energy Suppression, which is right here. We're going to get that to level 8 as well. Now guys, this player is a very strong player who spent a lot of time actually building a very, very strong march in terms of shadow build. It's one of the strongest shadow builds I've seen. Here we go, we've got Droplet of Uller Surge. Again here, we're going to get that artifact all the way to level 15. And again, I think from my memory, it was a 5-star artifact and silver. Now, last but not least is the dragon. So actually the dragon at the moment is at level 45. All of the skills for this dragon is at level 10. So we can see here, put all of these skills at level 10. And one of the key things that we can do is we can awaken the skills. So we're going to go back in to the arena menu to have a look at KML's dragon setup. Okay, so we can see here that he's gone with Eclipse and Dark Breath. Eclipse at level 2 and Dark Breath at level 1. Alright, so we're going to go back out of this menu one more time, going into the training camp, tapping on attribute settings, heading down to the dragon, pumping it up to level 45, and we are now going to select, what does this look like? This one is Dark Breath and Eclipse, so this is the one that we want to awaken. And you can see here that this is awakening these abilities all the way to the maximum. And if you want to adjust these ability, we can do this one here, which will reset these skills basically back to normal. And what we'll do is we'll just activate these. I'll just double tap on this one. This is Dark Breath, so this is still at 1. For example, here we'll just increase some stats here so that it looks like there's a level 2 option available. Here we'll activate the skills all the way. We get the second level here on Eclipse. Okay, and it's hard to tell because we're not able to see this detail yet for different players when we battle off against them. So we'll leave it at this for now. I think that that's a fair representation of the current level of his Shadow Dragon. So now we've set this team up with all of the relative attributes. We're going to save that, and you can see here that the base stats are sitting at 277,000 STP, and that's without any kind of buffs or anything else. And you saw earlier in terms of the arena match that I had against KML that I lost, we've made some changes to the overall march that I've put together for Throne of Supreme tonight. So we're going to copy across those. You can see here this is 263,459 versus 277 base stats as well. We're going to just quickly improve the default teams so that all of the detail is matching what I'm currently running. And what we're going to do first is we're going to see how does this hybrid Holy Shadow Fire March go against this Shadow team. So we're going to click on Start. And we're going to see how this goes. All right, now the cool thing is when you start this, it will actually show the full, similar to Arena, these two teams fighting off against each other. And with Holy being a natural kind of, I guess, strength against Shadow Marches, having the Holy Dragon is actually a pretty good benefit. You can see here, Tamiris doing relatively well. You're basically proccing off that confusion against Hippolyta, which is causing a decent amount of damage to this team. But the good thing is, in terms of the overall performance of this march, with Gilgamesh and Kublai Khan lasting, we did get the march to 60%. Obviously, we need to improve that. And we can have a look at the stats as well later. But we're going to quit and we're going to go back and we're going to see how does my Shadow March go up against this Shadow March. So this is Shadow versus Shadow with different skills. I'm not going to share the skills just yet, as I want to see how well this skill set goes up against this Shadow March. Let's start and take a look. Alright, I'm very excited to see how this goes because I did spend some time to modify skills today to, I guess, break through this march that KML is running, which is a very, very strong march in terms of overall damage. You can see here already it looks like the dragon is doing a lot of damage. It looks like Tamiris doing relatively well, Bjorn doing relatively well in terms of the overall defensiveness, but that confusion is always difficult to deal with. And you can see here, in terms of the overall battle, 23% to 42%. I was hoping to do a little bit better, but it looks very, very close in terms of these two marches going head to head. I think that this is heavily reliant on how well does Tamiris do the, I guess, confusion. You can see there that Shadow Team almost defeating KML's Shadow Team as well. So it'll be interesting to see tonight how this match goes. Last but not least, I am going to test the Earth March, which also has had some skills adjusted to take on this Shadow March. So we're going to test this as well, just to see what the damage is that we can do to the Shadow March, to figure out what kind of order we can go in to make a bit of a dent on this particular march for tonight's Throne of Supreme matchup. So you can see here this Shadow Dragon doing this huge amount of damage, dropping from 96 to 80% in terms of health. You can see Genghis Khan taking a huge amount of damage right at the beginning of the match. You can see this Shadow Team is basically annihilating this Earth team. So based on tonight's Throne of Supreme match, it looks like I'm probably going to be running the Holy March and the Shadow March back to back, followed up with the Earth March to try and make a bit of a breakthrough. The difficult challenge that we have with defeating KML is that third march that he is running is a Lightning March, which will make tonight's matchup a little bit of a challenge. So we'll keep playing around with the skills and try to figure out a way to break through. But this is, I guess, an introduction to the training camp, how it works, and how you can use the training camp to your advantage to really find a way to break through those enemies, especially for PvP matches such as Throne of Supreme. That's it for tonight, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.